Sussex seething King Charles outmaneuvers Meghan Markle with surprising photo. If you only have £20, or about $25, you could actually do a lot. For example, you can purchase an official Clarence House coaster from the Buckingham Palace gift shop. You can get around 14 packs of Waitrose branded sausage rolls, or from this week you can buy the official coronation program. It's bound to be something that UK grannies and retired colonels cling to, but they're on the program pages when the Archbishop of Canterbury doesn't talk about the sacred part of the coronation. It's something quite shocking in the middle of this. Karen is a picture of someone we never expected to see, she laughs. She's right there. Of course, I'm talking about Meghan Markle. The program features a family photo which was taken in his late 20s, 18, to celebrate King Charles's 70th birthday, and includes Meghan and Harry alongside the King and his wife Queen Camilla, William and Catherine, also Prince and Princess of Wales. Like their three precious children now, if we were to just look at this photo in isolation, it looks like a good family photo. Good luck, some neatly pressed t-shirts, but considering Meghan and Harry's earthquake eruptions, tears and explosions on TV and all the sulking that's happened in the years since it was taken, its inclusion is enough shocking, if not a little bizarre, but I think the King knew exactly what he was doing by including this photo. Now, when the stroke of genius came to him, I don't know. But yet, for months now, the big question in this never-ending Meghan and Harry drama has been willpower. They're actually showing up for the coronation because the same couple who took all their family's pain and turned that pain into a profitable little industry. And then after that, Charles and William remained oblivious to Harry's pleas for apologies and hugs, and even the use of Balmoral, no matter what. Just 4 months ago, Harry pulled out spares and we saw him set his terms just for the King and William to get up and walk away. Poor old Harry has been sitting at this bargaining table since January. He's ready for those excuses. Meanwhile, her father and brother have just moved on. Poor Harry. I mean, he just hung out on his own and is still waiting for that apology. It won't come. Then last week. All discovered around the same time. Thanks to a carefully timed publication from Buckingham Press, Harry will go to his father's coronation while Meghan will not come because she probably has to focus on celebrating her son Archie. For years, and what in tour is. Meghan and Harry packed their children for a quick trip to the UK last year for the late Queen's Platinum Jubilee, during which they celebrated the first birthday of their daughter, Princess Lily, no doubt, but interestingly, they're not willing to do the same for Charles, and people wonder why. So that's where Charles's decision to include this particular photo from his 70th birthday with his kids and their families join the game. It would have been easy for the King to choose a few more photos of himself with the Whale family, or maybe a childhood photo of himself with just William and Harry, or he could have just told his valet to instructing his private secretary to instruct the Buckingham Palace telephone operator to make a brief phone call to Kensington Palace asking William, Catherine, and the children to come for a photo op. There's really no reason the King needed to use this photo, and there's just no good reason he had to choose one that included Meghan, and really only one possibility. The King sends a message, and it's not subtle either. Despite the Netflix series, the tell-all book, and all those interviews, and even how can we forget that live stream where Harry admitted to experimenting with a lot of drugs despite dragging the royal family through the mud and making money from this family feud. Her Majesty still loves Harry and considers Meghan part of the family. It is perhaps an overstatement to say that there seems to be perhaps a bit of nostalgia here on Charles's part, but I think it's also safe to say that it demonstrates a degree of family wishful thinking. It's touching, yes, but the important thing here is also incredibly clever, because clearly at the heart of the gospel, according to Harry and Meghan, is the idea that they were abused by the royal family who was only interested in clinging to Fleet Street and bragging heirs to whatever, and Harry claim they've been locked into a two-tier system where they've been relegated to second place forever. They have suffered so much and had the courage to move out of such a beautiful vacant 5-bedroom house. They had to live like this. By including this photo in the coronation program, Charles executes a quick kick about it. What this photo does reinforces the idea that Charles is a loving father who adores his two boys equally, even if one of them drives him crazy and sends Camilla to the drinks cart before it deflates a few sales of Meghan and Harry. Kinda with the added bonus of making the king look like the biggest person here, willing to offer that lovely gesture of fatherly affection, even after all Meghan and Harry have said and done. It's also a trying photo to include Meghan in the coronation, even tangentially, even though she's decided she doesn't want to attend a once-in-a-lifetime event because she'd rather frost sugar-free Paw Patrol cupcakes. I guess the story will just have to wait because those balloons won't inflate. The big question here is what will happen after the coronation when all the crowns are safely locked inside the tower again? Will Harry and Meghan continue to wage this war on the palace as they continue to try to cash in on the biggest dynastic fall of the 21st century yet? And what the hell would Charles do in such a scenario? It looks like the king has a lot of future if he wants to keep his cool, because another thing is that it looks like the king is done playing Mr. Nice. After all, he kicked Harry and Meghan out of their British cottage home. King Charles has also refused Harry's plea for greater protection and is now essentially bringing Harry to his knees by giving him no official role at the coronation. And then the woman Harry made clear in his book became queen, and her family also gave the official coronation scrolls. Meanwhile, Meghan is too scared to show her face in the UK following her allegations of suicidal ideation and racism, as well as her hatred for the royal family. The deal with Netflix lasted about 5 years and is now a major failure. Meghan has gone out of her way to say that no one wants to hear from her anymore. In just 1 year, she and Harry have completely destroyed their future. There really is a fine line between public interest and public annoyance. Netflix management must now see that their flawed takeover of some middle-aged gossip has turned into a complete disaster. It's a deal from hell. The financial ramifications of King Charles's actions mean no one today is competing to throw money at Meghan and Harry. They overplayed their hand. It is their problem, and they overestimated the source of their wealth, which was the royal family. However, all of this is beyond their reach. I suspect things were officially over for Meghan and Harry when their side turned to the world, to that genius of South Park and that shown by King Charles.